What up, docs? Welcome back to Garo Tech's Clicker Heroes. Rawr, let's get right back into it, shall we? It looks like we got a lot of time before we get the next 25 levels there, so I'm going to go ahead and just go back into my backlogs and rename this episode Garo Tech's Clicker Heroes 253 Part 2. There it is. Awesome. Cool. Not this episode. I meant the last episode I'm renaming. This is Part 3 is what this is. So, and then I go online and I add more videos. Boom. 253 Part 2. It's going to be 253. Whoa, Jabba. Yes. Part 2. Okay. And then this comes out October 3rd. Oh, wow. So today is October 4th, is it? No, it feels weird to say that when it's not October 4th when I'm recording this, but, you know, whatever. It's fine. I've learned to speak as if it's not the time of day that it is. Even though 'tis not, 'tis is. 'Tis. Piss on my piss. Alright, so this is going to be a very important, oh shit, oh my god, so many silver chests. It's so nice. Those Fortuna levels definitely helped out. I guess. Most likely. Who knows, man. Regardless, oh man, they're giving me a lot of chests that are not giving me shit, though, so I don't know. We just need to advance levels, that way the chests actually do some shit as opposed to not. Oh, hold on. My computer is not plugged in. I should, boom, plug that shit in. There we go. And we'll lose a couple frames there, but it'll be fine. It's when I unplug it that it loses a ton of frames. 15 minutes? I think we do 30 minutes, because I don't really want relics, and, you know, Hero Souls is fine, and, you know, the video's going to end in 15 minutes anyway, so it's not like anything crazy is going to happen in that time. But yes, so this is going to be a very important episode to see how Alabaster shakes up in the meta when it comes to leveling him up all the way to 1500, seeing if he has the stones to catch up with everything else. But yeah, so last episode I talked about all the different card games I've been playing in my free time. I talked about Feria, which is pretty cool. I enjoy it a lot. I just started playing Shadowverse though, not like 20-25 minutes ago, so it's, you know, it's still fairly new. So far I've only learned like, I'm still on like the tutorial basically, like during like the forest craft or some shit, and it's not even letting me do anything else except continue the rest of the tutorial. So that's what I'm doing right now. But you know, forest craft seems interesting. I've only really seen what's it called, Crip play like Dragon Craft or like the Spellcraft or whatever, and those are cool too. I think he played Bloodcraft at one point, but right now I'm playing Forest Craft, which is, once again, it's interesting. It's an interesting card game to say the least. It's, you know, focused on like minion combat as opposed to, you know, just going face like how everyone plays Hearthstone and how I've been playing Feria basically. But yeah, so I've been playing Forestcraft. It's a pretty interesting like deck archetype. It's, you know, you fucking play a bunch of minions that also give you fairies in your hand, and then you play all your fairies after you summon an Okami. And Okami is basically like, oh, if you summon a bunch of minions while this is on the board, it gains like crazy attack. So yeah, you got these weak ass fairies that are all flooding your hand, and then you summon the Okami, and you toss down all these weak ass fairies that are for low mana cost, and the Okami is just like boom. It's almost as if like the fairies are like because it's like 1 mana 1/1. But with the Okami, it's like they're 1 mana 2/1s, which is crazy value from what I hear in this Shadowverse game. It's the value for each card is like the base value is like 2 mana 2/2, 1 mana 1/1. So it's pretty much even stuff. So if you can get it even slightly above that, then that's like crazy value. As opposed to like a game like Hearthstone where, you know, 1 mana 1/3 is like average. 2 mana 2/3 is the average, is the golden standard. 3 mana 3/4, 4 mana 4/5, 5 mana 5/6, 6 mana 6/7, and so on and so forth. It's those are the premium stats you're looking for in that game. And in this game, it's 1 for 1/1, 2 for 2/2, and so on and so forth. It's and yes, so I believe that's intentional too, for like to encourage minion combat, and also to make it so that, you know, no minion is like too sticky on the board. They don't stick around too often, which means you're constantly summoning minions, and so, like, once again, it's to promote like absolute minion combat and between players, and I believe also to encourage that as well, they have a mechanic that I believe Crip has praised in the past, and I like it too. It's pretty cool. It's the evolve mechanic, where it's like you evolve a minion to make it stronger and you know, and healthier. It increases its health as well. And I made in some situations it gives it more what's it called? In some situations it gives it more abilities as well when it's evolved. But yeah, you get to evolve the minion, and if the minion was already in play, you're able to just go face with it if you really want. But if you evolve a minion, which doesn't cost like mana, by the way, it's just like a set number, like a resource that you're able to use per game. If you summon a minion and evolve it, that minion can attack immediately, but it cannot attack face. It must attack like an opponent's minion. So it's pretty interesting, the value trading and minion combat that's going on in this game. It's it's once again it's I believe it's the game that Hearthstone wishes that it started off as opposed to like people started playing Hearthstone. They're like, oh, how can I win in one turn? How can I just go face and not attack minions and win instantly? Because that's how you win that game. And right now, that's basically how everyone's playing the game. I went on to Hearthstone real quick today, just to complete a quest. It was the watch a what's it called? It was the like watch a friend, be a spectator, like spectate a game and to have them win that spectated game quest or something. And none of my friends were online. Friends being like just random people that I'd added to my friends list because we had pretty cool games, I guess. So I went into like play mode. I played like a ranked game. I used a pretty shitty deck, like a priest deck that's like supposed to be like slightly combo-ish. It's got like a combo where it's like you play light spawn on turn 4, it drops down to 5/5, and then on turn 5 you play a dark speaker, which is a 3/6, swap its stats with a dark minion. So once the light spawn is a 3/6, it turns into a 6/6 because its attack equals its health, and its 5/5 stats switch over to the dark speaker. So it's like, turn what's it called? So it's like a turn 5, like 5/5, and then boost another minion by 1/1. Which is pretty cool. It's pretty nice. Or like if it's like down on health, it'll like boost it back up to like 6/6, and that way it can trade like efficiently. It's you can use it many different ways. It's a fun little combo. I've never been able to pull it off successfully, to tell you the truth, but it doesn't mean that the idea behind the fun combo isn't fun at all. Oh, and also it uses a Herald Volage. I think this is why I did it, because I have the legendary Herald Volage, and I've never been able to like use it. And apparently, like if you play like after that turn 4, turn 5 combo, and then Volage that shit, it's like you get an entire board full of like crazy fucking dudes. Apparently, I'm not exactly sure, but yeah, so that's fun. So I played this deck, and first thing that I come up against on ladder is a fucking, face shaman deck, obviously. Dude's name was Steven. Fun guy. He basically fucking straight up murked my ass on like turn 4, turn 5 or some shit. Perfect curves and everything. Great time. Had a good time right there. And I added him as a friend right after we were done. So I could review one of his, upcoming games so that I can watch him win and then get the free pack from that. But you know, you never know if someone's ever gonna add you back, but I definitely like sent him the friend request. He added me immediately, and then he immediately sent me a message saying, "Yo, I don't make the rules, buddy." I was very confused. I was like, "What the fuck do you mean you don't make the rules?" He was like, "Oh, sorry. 9 out of 10 people who add me as a friend after I fight them, they're just complaining about me playing face shaman." I was like, "Oh, I understand that. I understand that being a thing, but that's not what I'm doing. I just got a quest." He was like, "Oh, okay. Alright, cool." So you immediately went into like a new game, and he fought a face hunter, and the hunter owned his ass. I was like, "Oh, okay, good for you, hunter." It was I actually don't think it was a face hunter. It was a weird type of hunter. It might just be like a anti-meta hunter, because it had like a dread scale, and I think the dread scale was like teched in only to like fuck with like shaman decks, which makes so much sense. Because otherwise, why the fuck would you have dread scale in your fucking deck? But yeah, he did, and it worked really well, honestly. You got like my man Steve's minions all down to like 1 health. He tossed out that dread scale, and me and Steven were like, "What the fuck is this? Who the fuck is playing a dread scale right now in this goddamn meta?" And yeah, this guy is apparently. It's which, you know, it's a little disappointing that TGT brought out dread scale and the fucking other one, Acid Maw. It was basically like a 2-card combo for an entire board clear, except you keep your minions, which is, you know, basically like yeah, it's almost like a Twisting Nether, except you keep specifically 2 minions that are both like kind of low health and stuff like that. It was very interesting, and it's 10 mana worth as well. Yes, so it was a crazy addition, mostly because both of the minions were legendary. I would understand one of them being legendary, probably Acid Maw, because it's a very, very strong effect. But Dread Scale didn't fucking need to be legendary. It's like what's it called? It's a 3 mana, like 4/2. You know, pretty okay stats for where it's at, and then it just does 1 damage to everything on the board except for itself, including your own minions. And as a hunter, you try not to like hurt your minions as much because they have low health but high attack, so you can go face all the time. So it's like it was supposed to be made for like control hunters, but control hunter wasn't a thing back then. It was like it was some interesting times we were having. Is what was going on. Some interesting times going on right there. But yeah, the fact that both of the minions were legendary sort of like hampered that deck, I think, immensely. Like, why give them 2 legendaries? Every other class has like only 1 legendary, and you need both legendaries to pull off like that exact combo. Sure, I guess they're okay like by themselves, but regardless, like they're you know, it just didn't make sense. That's what it is. It just didn't make sense, man. You give them 2 minions that are both very weak in stats, both legendaries, and like they're only used in like a specific way. And that way wasn't even like good back then. It's good now. Control Hunter's a thing now, sort of. But back then it was like totally weird choice from Blizzard. You know, not a lot of people went on with that, enjoyed that. But at the time, like Face Hunter was like a pretty big issue, so I guess, you know, that was their way of like not giving them any good cards, so that they are forced to you know, be worse in the meta. I guess is their how they rebalance their game. Is every expansion they make they give shitty cards to like the best class. That way they're, you know, sort of nerfed a little bit in that sense. And also back then, TGT, no cards were banned. It was only with this new Old Gods that it's not banned cards, but like we had like a standard and a wild format. So it was only with this new format where it was shit like oh shit, okay, it's oh shit, are you guys looking at this? Oh, hold on. Okay, I didn't level them up, but yeah, there's definite slowdown right there, as you saw. Oh, in fact, the bosses are taking multiple ticks to defeat. It's crazy, y'all. Okay, interesting. At 1400/1425. Oh, but there's a silver chest that saved us right there. Okay. Okay, more silver chests to save the monotony, I guess, but as at level 2500, it looks like it's not bad. Okay, so I think we've gathered our information. We've gotten exactly what we wanted to get out of this videos, like how well is Alabaster doing with this whole setup, the entire like guild setup, and turns out he's doing just fine. You know, he's not at a point where he's like doing amazing. He's like non-stop badassery all the way up to 1500, but that's not what we're looking for. We're looking for a non-stop badassery all the way up to level 1000, which is when they're doing their greatest. When they're getting like non-stop badassery all the way to level 1500, that's when you know you can switch over to the next person to kill. But Alabaster is doing fine, and it doesn't look like we're able to guild Astrea just yet. Mostly because when we did the progression episode, I spent a lot of my hero souls on Kuma Wakamaru. Half our hero souls on Kuma Wakamaru. Regardless, this is where we're at right now, so it's good to know. Like, subscribe, comment if you're enjoying the series thus far. I know I am. I'll catch you guys in the next episode, y'all. Peace out.